Welcome back, Guardians. Okay, so back on the Warlock. So I had a thought with a conversation with a family member about single player games, arcade versus console. And of course, PC as well. I'm going to include PC in this conversation. So, growing up, you've heard me mention before about the fact that I was an arcade gamer. Pay to play was kind of in my entertainment model from day one. You know, I took a roll of quarters with me to the local arcade when we were, out and about, and I would spend about, a dollar's worth at a time. And because my allowance was not just for video gaming, it was also for comic books and trading cards and all kinds of other fun stuff. So, but in the arcade experience, one of the things that we did as a cultural thing and as an etiquette thing was that you put a quarter or a token down on the cabinet dashboard or up at the bezel, where the dashboard meets the frame, the screen, and you'd call next, and then everybody would line up their quarters afterwards. Well, three things were going on here. One, an immeasurable amount of trust amongst us all, because the people who were like fourth or fifth down the line would put their token or quarter up on the bezel, say next, to the group that was standing already there, and then go off and go play something else. And most times, if their turn came up and they weren't there, whoever's turn it was who remembered them would go, "Hey, say, dude, your turn's up if you want to play. Otherwise, I'll play your quarter and pay you back." And that was rare, but it was something that did happen. The thing is that the culture of the arcade, as bullying and toxic as it can be, because any society, any community will have bullies and trolls in it. Like, for instance, like one time I walked up to a game and this bigger kid came up behind me and said, "I was next," in the classic tropic form that you could possibly imagine. I was like, "Yeah, I guess you were." But then I'd put my quarter on the bezel and I'd say, "I get next game," and he'd be like, take my quarter off the bezel, hand it back to me, he goes, "No, this is my game all day." I'm like, "Oh, okay, dokie, fine," and I'd go play Pac-Man or something. But that didn't happen very often. It was like, maybe a handful of times throughout the entire decade that I was playing in arcades. Because unfortunately, arcade games kind of eventually lost favor because the scene started getting more and more rough. And in the neighborhood that I was growing up, gang violence was kind of emerging rather, persistently. Not quickly, not steadily, but well, persistence and steadily is. In other words, it was like, it was becoming more and more obvious to me. And I think that was more about the fact that I was becoming older and more aware of my environment and my surroundings, and getting into that age bracket that was concerned with social position and status, i.e. high school. So, that being said, eventually arcades died out in my community, my city. There are a handful here and there, but they are mostly attached to things like pizzerias, and that was also a thing too. Is that even at the pizzeria arcades, the 3 or 4 little games that they would have, off to the side, the same share and share alike etiquette was there, and that's the point I'm trying to get to. I should have led with that, but is that single player games in the arcade environment encouraged cooperation and sharing. We looked out for each other. We made sure everybody got a fair share. And, of course, if there was a bully or a troll, then, it was, not necessarily like the classic, true movie trope. Movie trope. I can't get it out of my mouth. You don't know what I'm saying. It wasn't like what you see in the movies. One or two kids would be like, "Hey, he was next," and then just out of peer pressure, not PEER but PURE, the kid that was trying to basically hog the game would back down, and that's kind of the way it was, and that was great. And then consoles came out, which I think also did a lot to alleviate parents' concerns and community concerns, and so without the presence of, I would say, the I don't want to say true fans because that's kind of gatekeeping. I want to say that as consoles came in and the kids that weren't into being trolls and bullies started staying at home more to avoid the trolls and bullies, and also because, I mean, you bought the game system and then you had that. You bought the game and that was it. You didn't have to pay anything, although I did have a few friends whose parents treated it like an allowance. If you want to play an hour on the Atari, you've got to put in 4 or 5 hours worth of chores in a week. Not a good exchange rate, in my opinion, but I still hold 12-year-old opinions. In any case, so then the steady increase in popularity of at-home play, as it were, you tended to develop. I think that helped a lot in developing me first, me always attitude that I see more prevalent now in the Destiny community than I have ever seen before. It's one thing to be, a bully and toxic, like in a game in Call of Duty or in some other PvP game, like Halo or whatever. Halo's not really a PvP game, but it had that PvP combat mode in it. Being toxic and being a bully there is just kind of like a thing because you're in a heightened state of aggression. You are playing against other players. Whether you are aware of it or not, there is a living being on the other side of that screen most times. Which is not to discount the fact that some people still use bots, which is ridiculous. I don't understand what the point is. Unless you're flipping the account, in which case, Bungie has tools to figure that out and make that not be a thing. The point being is that does single-player at-home play discourage cooperation with the individual player? Are we only actually engaging in group games because it benefits us in the end? There is no altruism in the gaming communities anymore. I don't see it. I don't see sharing and share alike anymore. I don't see people, saying, hey man, you spent a clip on that kill, I'm not going to take it from you while you're reloading. I don't see that. In fact, I see the exact opposite. Oh shit, yeah, he's reloading, I'm going to take the kill. And whether it's conscious or not, the fact that it's there is because, there's a chance that it's because you spent all your time playing at home. You've never played cooperative games. You don't play at the tabletop. You don't play at the arcade, or you didn't play at the arcade. And that's the other reason why I've been like, I'm giving Destiny an hour a day, 7 hours a week. And yesterday I kind of went over budget, so today's going to be a short day. And that's just me trying to be more mature about it, but also because I don't want to lose my sense of communication, my sense of cooperation. I don't want to lose the desire to share and share alike, and I don't want to lose the quality that I feel in, being there for the team. I don't want to lose that team spirit. And that sounds corny as fuck, but it is something that I've noticed in myself, especially since I played by myself or with randos. And there you go. There's a perfect example of it right there. I'm calling everybody else randos when, in fact, I might be the rando. I might be playing with a fire team of 3 friends who, have gotten on for Friday because it's a mutual time off they have together. And I'm the fucking weirdo over here in his microphone talking like they're the high-functioning NPCs when, in fact, I might be that one. And it's all perspectives, and it's like playing socially builds empathy, and that's the thing, is that I don't feel that empathy anymore in the game. Like, I really don't there you go. Man, he was unkillable, LX. Adapt. Live in your name. Yeah, there you go, there's a fire team. You better have a high fucking resilience. Damn! Oh my god. That's commitment. I mean, I should talk, right? But that's probably why the game put him opposite of my lobby, or put me opposite of his lobby, was because in the algorithm's mind we balance each other out. But as you can see, that was not a force multiplier at all. They very definitely had the advantage. Still trying to get used to the range of the Warlock game. not going to win this. And I'm not even thinking about the bounties I have. It's the only reason why I'm here in Gambit is for the 8 Fright Death Challenge. Well, I thought it. Ah! Fuck yeah! Is that his buddy? No, it's somebody else altogether. No, it is his buddy. Duh. That's cool. Oh wait, I haven't gotten any bounties done? I haven't gotten anything done. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I've done absolutely fucking nothing. No one's invading either, so it's like we all are just like, whatever. It's all good. They're gonna win. Let them win. Yeah. Nice. So, if you are a player 1 and you've been playing a lot of single-player games and you're playing Destiny like a single player, instead of going out and touching grass, sit down with somebody around you and, ask them what their day's like. Find out from them what it is they want, or if there's anything actually that, they've been looking forward to. Get into a conversation with somebody. Try to feel what they're feeling. Try to be a little empathetic. Try not to treat the people you play with around you in random matchmaking like this like functioning NPCs. And again, thanks for hanging out and stopping by. And most importantly, be well and play nice.